I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm gonna have full disclosure. I already watched this video. I absolutely hated it. So I'm gonna make you watch it too, because that's only fair. That's only fair.
أنا قلبي يقول هذه
آخر كلام.
أنا واثق أنا أحس
أنا معك يا راجل. أشيل.
والله
خلي عادل. واحد.
يا رب
اثنين. ثلاث.
Is now a Falcon.
Sorry, I just didn't want to interrupt any part of whatever the fuck this announcement video was. So now that we all had to watch that one together, first off, I want to say sorry. I don't understand. Did all the money go to NiKo? Did they just not have it? How do you have this guy lined up for 6 months and that was what we got? I didn't even see a single NiKo like frag, bro. Holy shit. I don't understand. Anyway, terrible video. My God. I mean, way to make an impression. Well, not like we needed one anyway, but still, holy shit. So it's official, guys. NiKo has joined Falcons. I think at this point, you know, I'm going to kind of turn this around a little bit and talk about Zonic. If Falcons sucks now, holy shit, Zonic is actually in the bin. Because not only has he had like a previous core that was like top 5 and then they fell into the oblivion. Granted, they didn't have nerds anymore. I understand that. Like, dude, if they get NiKo and they're just terrible, I think it'll actually ruin his legacy, like permanently as a coach. Because everybody, it's just gonna be like, well, he did it with Astralis, but then, and he did win with Vitality with Zyra, but it's like he just kind of did what? For NiKo, I feel bad because I really don't see him getting a major with this team. This is the, you know, the rumor, if you guys missed it, is it's gonna be Magisk, NiKo, Kixen, Tess's, Dexter. Saying that roster out loud, I don't think it's a bad team. I do think that team can be in the top 10. I do actually, but I feel like that's their peak. I feel like they're going to peak like right where Heroic is. I would say like NiKo is a slight improvement. Nerds is insane. Like this is more a compliment to Nerds. I think NiKo is better than Nerds, but not by much. I think Magisk is better than Shush, but the chemistry is going to take time to build. So I think they can maybe get like, I don't think they're better than anybody in the top 5. I don't think this combination of players is enough. I'm trying to like really think of like any way where I could really try to tell you that he's gonna win his major with this. I mean, okay, I guess there's a silver lining for NiKo and his career. He had almost won a major famously with a way worse roster than anything he's played with in a while. I'm talking like when G2 had Almanac playing every role that's ever existed inside of Counter-Strike and ended up being the opera for them in G2. And everybody just remembers the famous Nuke Deagle clip on top of heaven. But like NiKo was actually doing ungodly things in that major. Yeah, there's really not much to say. I don't think this roster is going to be, I think the roster could peak around top 10. I don't see it really breaking through top 5, and I don't think he's going to win a major. Oh, that's it. In the near future, I'll speak more why I made the decision on stream interviews. Appreciate all the support. I mean, I'm not going to judge the guy and why he made the choice that he did. I'll let the internet people pretend like they would turn down the amount of money that he's probably getting offered as well. I'm not going to go down that route. I'm just rather think of this and like look at it from an actual like his career standpoint and this roster, and they both suck. It sucks. Like It sucks because it's like this realization that NiKo will probably, nothing is set in stone, right? Like, but will probably finish without a major, which just seems crazy to me. Like, it always felt like he was gonna play and he'd eventually get his, but it was just gonna take longer. But is that roster really that bad? Just need good leadership. Heroic looked good, but if you're gonna sit here and with a straight face tell me that basically Magic's and for Shush and NiKo for Nerds is gonna instantly break them into top 5 on a consistent basis, I don't really see it, man. Not to mention these other teams are trying to build themselves up as well. And they're going to be starting back foot because they're going to have to. A lot of these teams are making slight changes, right, to their rosters and then making adjustments. Where Falcons is going to be overhauling. You know, it's a core, yes, but like it's with 2 other players that weren't there. It changes a lot. It's just weird seeing it because, like I said, it's this realization that he's probably not going to get a major. I'm not really preying on his downfall, but I just think that it's really hard for me to be any sort of glass half full with this scenario because it is just such like a step back, I feel like, for him on his career, like in terms of his accomplishments, what he's going to get. So yeah, I think yeah, we'll have to wait and see, I guess, to see if they get the trio. I mean, they have to get the trio. Like they have to get the heroic trio. If they don't get the heroic trio, holy shit, NiKo's career is in the bin because they won't be able to play in any tournaments. He like literally they if they don't get the heroic roster, that he won't literally be in tournaments. So we'll see. I do think that if they can get the chemistry right, I do think this is a slightly elevated version of the heroic that we just saw that was pretty dangerous. And I do think Kixon as an IGL is actually very strong. But, and this isn't to take away from Kixon, I think a big part of why Kixon had so much success is also, though, Saw. I think people do not give this guy enough credit. People look at ENCE and Heroic, and I just want to say there is one common denominator in both those organizations that found success with rosters people did not see potential in. This guy included. I'm not excluded from that. And this guy took the ENCE roster and he took the Heroic roster and he did so much with them. He did so much with them, man. Like, so it's not to try to diminish what Kixon did with his roster because he did it without Saw as well. But man, I feel like Saw just floats under this radar like a little bit, and he is so good. He is such a good coach at this point, and I know he doesn't have a major to show for it, but I really think it's impressive what he's done. So, like I said, this roster is definitely better than the one that they just had in every way, in my opinion. I think that the biggest failing that they got when they signed that ENCE roster is they didn't get the star player of that ENCE roster. Yeah, I think this team can be top 10. I just don't know if I really see them being top 5. And teams around top 10 can win majors. I just think their percentages are much lower than those top 5 teams, you know? All right. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. So don't forget to subscribe to the fl0m Clips and Highlights channel, you beautiful bastards. Appreciate you guys.